Hello there, it's Christian Young with Kaizen Automotive Consulting, bringing you more automotive best sales practices. In this video series, you're going to learn how to use questions that help both guide and convince your guest as they're moving through the automotive sales process. Now, with today's customers researching for vehicles up to 15 hours and on average taking around 3 months to do that, you would think that maybe the investigation part of the sales process is not quite as important as maybe it was in years past. Well, I'd like to go on record and say that I actually think that the investigation and question asking part of the sales process is even more crucial today than it was in pre-internet days. And here's why. Most guests come into a dealership today with at least a pretty good idea of the vehicle they want to buy because they've spent 15 hours researching them online. Now, due to the guests having so much more information from the internet nowadays, they come in a lot more confident. However, let's not confuse this confidence with belief. I mean, the guest thinks that this vehicle could be the one for them, and they're coming in to check out and see if they can confirm their beliefs. That's why they're there looking at the car and wanting to drive it. However, because they come in so confident, that sometimes lulls salespeople into thinking that the product selection part of the process is done and over. So now, salesperson, they go into product presentation and benefit mode, telling the guests why they should believe, instead of asking questions that lead to self-discovery for the guest. And it's at this point in the automotive sales process when things can go off the rails. I mean, let's face it, no one wants to be sold or told what they should believe in. And it's kind of easy to see how this can happen, though, to the salesperson. I mean, the guest comes in, and if they ask for a specific make or model, or maybe even a specific stock number, at this point, it would be kind of rude of the salesperson to go into some long-winded, self-serving grand inquisition as to why they want this vehicle when the guest just had a simple request. However, does this mean that as you're going along and showing the guest the vehicle they requested, that you can't ask a few questions as to why they chose that vehicle or some more questions about their vehicle needs and wants? And also, how can you really do a professional vehicle presentation and walk around that points out all the advantages and benefits to your guests if you don't really know how they're going to use that vehicle? Well, of course, the answer to both these questions is no. Or I wouldn't have titled this whole video series, The 3 Best Types of Questions to Ask Your Guests When Investigating for Automotive Needs and Wants. Seriously though, that's how we learn, isn't it? Asking questions. Look at children. They know how to ask questions. Students, they ask their professors questions to get answers. And where would we be at in society today if we didn't have scientists from past centuries ask a lot of really good questions? In fact, it's been said that the answers you get in life are only as good as the questions that you ask. So what are the best questions that a salesperson can ask in the automotive sales business? Well, there's 3 main types of questions that you're going to need to master if you want to become a world-class automotive sales professional. And that's what we're going to learn in this video series. We're going to learn those 3 main types of questions, how and why you use those questions, when to use those questions, and the pace and the way to say those particular questions. Let's go ahead and get started.